Hello everybody, and welcome to a prelude of sorts for our Fallout 1 Let's Play. This will be mostly character creation, so if you're not interested in that, feel free to skip to the first episode, and I'll give a brief summary of the choices we made. In Fallout 1, they do give you three preset characters. You have Albert, Natalia, and Max Stone. Natalia is basically meant to be a stealthy character, Albert a charismatic character, and Max Stone a charge in and shoot people to death guy. But we're not going to go with any presets, we're going to make our own character here. And I will go through the stats and I will adjust them as required for the build I have in mind here. Strength is a raw physical strength. High strength is good for physical characters, it modifies hit points, melee damage, and carry weight. Your carry weight is a base of 105 with 5 strength. You get 25 strength per level of strength, with a base of 50 at 1 strength. Hit points is how much damage you can take, and it is increased a little bit by strength and more so by endurance. Perception, the ability to see, hear, taste, and notice unusual things. For high perception is important for a sharpshooter. It modifies sequenced and ranged combat distance modifiers. Basically accuracy at range, and sequence, which is how quickly your turn comes, because Fallout 1 is a turn-based combat system. Endurance, stamina, and physical toughness. A character with high endurance will survive where others may not. Modifies hit points, poison and radiation resistance, healing rate, and additional hit points per level. So it gives a bonus of hit points of 2 per level, where strength gives 1, and it also increases the hit points you gain per level. So for an endurance character, obviously endurance favors strength in that regard. Charisma, a combination of appearance and charm. High charisma is important for characters that want to influence people with words. Modifies NPC reactions and barter prices. Charisma is pretty self-explanatory, however, its main benefit is affecting the speech and barter skills over here. So you could theoretically have a low charisma and still be good at smooth-talking people to your way. Intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, and the ability to think quickly. High intelligence is important for any character. It modifies the number of new skill points per level, dialogue options, and mini skills. Intelligence is probably the most important stat you can pick for the level, as intelligence will affect your knowledge when speaking with people. If you have an intelligence of 1, it doesn't matter how you affect your skills, you will not be able to talk, you will just grunt your way. And people may or may not appreciate that. Agility, coordination, and the ability to move well. A high agility is important for any active character. It modifies action points, which are what you use to do actions in turns. Armor class, sequence, and mini skills. Armor class is your ability to be hit. If you have a high armor class, you're less likely to be hit. If you have a low armor class, odds are every attack an opponent makes against you will land. And then luck. Fate, karma, and extremely high or low luck will affect the character somehow. Events and situations will be changed by how lucky or unlucky your character is. That's a very vague description, but its most immediate result of increasing luck is it will increase your gambling skill and also your critical chance. I'm going to max out luck for this character to give us a critical chance of 10 and a gambling skill at 50%. The skills over here, which I've referenced a few of, are small guns, the use, care, and general knowledge of small firearms, pistols, SMGs, and rifles. Skills will be increased as you level up. You will get skill points to add to them. You tag 3 skills at the beginning of the game. Tagging a skill means it will get an immediate boost, and you will get twice as many skill points put into it per level. Your stats over here will not be increased, basically. Small guns is pistols, SMGs, rifles. Big guns is rocket launchers and miniguns. Energy weapons are laser, plasma weapons. Then you have unarmed, which is things like bronze knuckles and just your basic fists and feet. And melee weapons, which is sledgehammers and knives, things of that nature. Throwing would be throwing knives. These are your weapon skills up here. And then you have first aid and doctor, both of which allow you to heal yourself after combat, but not before combat. Sneak allows you to sneak past enemies. Lockpick allows you to pick locks, usually to steal stuff. Steal allows you to just pick people's pockets. Traps allow you to detect traps, but also set explosives better. Science is just a general technical skill used for hacking computers. Repair is the ability to repair things and tinker with machinery. Speech affects how you can persuade people. Barter affects how they will your prices when buying stuff. Gambling is gambling. Outdoorsmen, practical knowledge of the outdoors and the ability to live off the land, the knowledge of plants and animals. Not 100% sure what this does, but I do know in random encounters it will affect how well you will be placed, which I'll probably have to explain later. We will tag speech, gambling, and energy weapons, because energy weapons starts off as one of the lower combat skills along with big guns, and they are extremely good late game. They won't be especially important early game because it takes a while to find one, but once you find them you will probably want to use them. Now we have our character stats and our skills. We'll now go on to traits, which are special things that have a payout and then a penalty. For example, fast metabolism. Your metabolic rate is twice normal. This means you're much less resistant to radiation and poison, but your body heals faster. Benefit, you heal faster. Defect, you are less resistant to radiation and poison. Bruiser, a little slower but a little bigger. You may not hit as often, but they will feel it when you do. Your total action points are lowered, but your strength is increased. Your strength is increased by 2, and your action points are reduced by 2. If you already have a high agility and you plan on being melee, Bruiser is probably a pretty good trait to do, but I don't plan on doing either of those, so. Small frame. You're not quite as big as the other Vault Dwellers, but that never slowed you down. You can't carry as much, but you're more agile. Your carry weight is dropped by 50 points, so 2 points of strength, but your agility is increased by 1 point. It's not a very good payout for me, but I could see the benefit. One-hander. One of your hands is very dominant. You excel with single-handed weapons, but two-handed weapons cause a problem. Finesse. Your attacks show a lot of finesse. You don't do as much damage, but you cause more critical hits. Critical hits are basically when you do an exceptional amount of damage. Our critical chance right now is 10%. When we take finesse, we'll get another 10%. So, 10 extra points of luck, basically. This will give us a chance to critical 1 out of 5 hits. This will be important with another trait we take. Kamikaze. By not paying attention to any threats, you can act a lot faster in turn. It lowers your armor class to just what you're wearing, but you sequence much faster in combat. So you're more likely to be the first person with a turn, but you're more likely to be hit when an enemy tries to hit you as well. Heavy-handed. You swing harder, not better. Your attacks are very brutal, but lack finesse. You rarely cause a critical, but you always do more melee damage. Good for melee characters with low luck as it stands, I'd say. Fast shot. You don't have time to aim, because you attack faster than normal people. It costs 1 less action point to use a weapon. This means you can't target specific body parts in combat, but it costs less action points to hit an enemy. This can allow you to get 2 shots off where normally you'd only get 1, for example. Bloody Mess is the only trait that doesn't have a downside. By some strange twist of fate, people around you die violently. You always see the worst way a person can die. This just basically turns up the gore in the game, so whenever you kill someone, you will get a critical kill animation. Jinxed. The good thing is that everyone around you has more critical failures. The bad thing is, so do you. We're going to take that one in conjunction with high luck and finesse. What it means is, it makes it so that half the times you miss, it will be a critical miss. Critical misses can cause you to shoot yourself in the head, drop your weapons, or lose all your ammunition. So it will make every round of combat a bit of a Russian roulette game, making it a very interesting Let's Play, I'd say. Good-natured. You studied less combative skills as you were growing up. Your combat skills started at lower, but first aid, doctor speech, and barter are substantially improved. This is good if you want to be a more non-violent character. Chem reliant. You crave chems more easily. Drugs. Your chance to crave chems is twice normal, but you recover faster from their ill effects. Chem resistant. Chems only affect you half as long as normal, but your chance to be addicted is also 50% normal. If you want to, you can just take both of these traits, and then you might as well have taken nothing. Night person. As a nighttime person, you are more awake when the sun goes down. Your intelligence and perception are improved by night, but dulled during the day. Let's see. It decreases your intelligence and perception by 1 by default, but it will add to them at night. You also have skilled. Since you spent more time improving your skills than a normal person, you start with better skill levels. The trade-off is you do not gain as many extra abilities. You will gain a perk every 4 levels, as opposed to 2. I took this in conjunction with Gifted the last time. Gifted, you have more innate abilities than most. You have not spent as much time honing your skills. Primary stats are increased by 1, but you lose 10% in all skills, and receive 5 less per level. These two basically counteract, so you get the benefit of Gifted plus 1 to all stats, and the downside of Skilled, a perk per 4 levels. This is the character we have here then. We've gone through all the stats, and we will now name them. And I'm thinking, since most of our stats are average, we are just an average Joe, but we also have high luck, I'm going to call us Joe Gold for this character. And so, we can start.
Ah, you're here. Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost. Can't make another one, and the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault. This is crucial to our survival. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs out of water. We need that chip. We marked your map with the location of another vault. Not a bad place to start, I think. Look, just be safe. Okay?
Okay, sir. It's a very nice looking cave there. Okay, so now we are actually in the game, and if you've purchased the game and you're playing it, I recommend pressing F1 if you don't completely understand the mechanics, as it will show you the basic controls of the game. I discovered that after I finished my first Let's Play of the game, so It wasn't very useful to me, but to you it might be. We will now save the game, and I will see you all in the next episode, hopefully. Goodbye.